We're going to talk about a surprising prediction to a Jets roster cut, but also a special Happy Mother's Day to all the Jet mamas out there and all the mothers across the world. We'll give you guys some love here at the beginning of the show. Let's roll, baby.
Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be Paul. Nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Whoa, mama. And perhaps that's the appropriate term. We got a lot to get to quickly. Welcome to Boy Green Daily. I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast shortly after the episode's over. A lot to get to. First off, an absolutely happy Mother's Day to all the New York Jet mamas out there and everyone else, whether Jets affiliated or not. Happy Mother's Day to each and every one of you. We should be celebrating you more than just on Happy Mother's Day and a singular day, but this is your guys' day out there. So a special shout out to all of you. I'll start off right off the top. My beautiful fiance. I would not be here doing this show, and a lot of people have kind of mentioned it over the years that I've been doing this and other shows of it, that if she's not taking care of, the home and the kids and everything, like kids, plural, get back to that later, but if she's not taking care of all that, I can't do this show. I can't be going to the radio station, I can't be covering the New York Jets or all this stuff, so she's a critical piece of my life, so she will have her day today. There's no question about it. And I hope all of you guys take care of all the mothers in your lives. I've got a lot of moms in my life that I have to address here. But right off the top, my beautiful fiance, I have to give her a special shout out. And also, I told this story on my personal Facebook page. I try to keep that, to close friends and family. But I also got to give a shout out, of course, to my mother, who, of course, as always, Michelle Anthony Esden. Good morning to my mom, who I will get a chance after the show's over and when my family's awake to give her a proper FaceTime call. And all you guys, make sure you do that. Not just a social media post. Make sure you give your mothers a call or a video thing. Even if they don't know how to use the technology, walk them through it. And or if you could be with them today, that's even better. But make sure you guys do that. So I want to make sure I got my whole family up so I can do that properly with my mother after the show's over. But a special Mother's Day to my mother. I told the story on Facebook. I'll tell it real quick at the beginning of the show. The first thing I was going to do in my life is I was going to go into the military. So I thought that was my career path. It was going to happen. End up moving up here to New York. There's no JRTC. Long story short, can't do that anymore because I worked hard for my rank of sergeant and staff sergeant, all these other things. So I wanted to go that way. But then the signing bonus, all this other crap, that's nonsense background noise. Anywho, so I wanted to do that, but I couldn't do that anymore. So I'm like, oh, geez, what am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to go to the NFL. Boom, that didn't happen. So I'm like, you know what? If I can't go to the NFL, what's the next best thing? Talk about sports. And I found that love for sports, and again, doing this show, is because I went to two colleges. The first one I went to was Cayuga Community College, and they had two campuses, Fulton and Auburn. Fulton was the closer to home, homier one. It's like a, 15, 20-minute drive, something like that, to go to that school. That was fine and dandy. But they didn't have a radio station or television station at this place. So, I didn't even know if that's really what I wanted to do. But at the Auburn campus, which was a much longer of a drive, they had both of those things. So I said, oh, baby, I want to try out that campus. The problem is, old Paul Jr. here wasn't driving around all over the place. So I'm like, oh, boy, how in the hell am I going to get there? My mother was the one that drove me to the Auburn campus, took me to those classes at all kinds of weird ass hours. She had to drive out there, then just kill time until I got out, and then pick me up, brought me back home, and all this stuff. That's another reason why I'm here doing the show right now. So, it's tough because like not everyone would have made that sacrifice, and that's how I found my love. I was able to get into the radio station and do radio shows. I was able to get on the television station, get on camera, and I was like, oh yeah, baby, this is what I want to do. And her sacrifice was able to make it possible for me to chase this dream. So would not be here without my mother. So happy Mother's Day to my mom. And told the story more so on Facebook, but just wanted to share with you guys how special a woman she is. And now she's becoming a grandma again for me. I'm sure you guys saw the news, and thank you so much for all the words on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Pigeon Carrier and Smoke Signal and every way you guys have reached out about, yes, we announced the news yesterday. I'm being a dad again, baby. I'm so excited. We've known for a bit, but, you know, all the science of it, apparently you have to wait till a certain time until it's safe to say, okay, yeah, all right, here you go, world. Baby's coming. So we had to wait appropriately for that date, and we did. And there you go. So have another child. The due date is in the Thanksgiving-ish range, November-ish. Again, I tried to negotiate with the doctor. Can we shoot that for a Jets bye week? He was non-committal. So I guess we'll find out on Wednesday when the schedule comes out whether or not we're going to be getting that all figured out. So TBD. But the good news is by the way, shop closed. 2 children out. Dunzo. That's it. So, you know, I was hoping for a girl and a boy when I first started this process. I have a girl right now. So if I just have a healthy another girl, I don't care. I don't care anymore. But we'll see. We should know that in a handful of weeks. And you guys will all learn that or learn of that news, I'm sure, on social media whenever that comes to be in the future. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be great. So a couple of special shout outs at the top. And yes, I will get into the topic. I know we're 7 minutes in. I haven't gotten to the headline of the video yet, and we will get to that in just a second. I'll just say hello to all the people that are in here right now, including my mother. Congrats on baby number 2. Thank you very much. And everyone who's saying congratulations, I appreciate you. Yep. Happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers out there. They shape our lives. Bobby with a special one. Hi there to all the Mother's Day. Have a great one. Yes, absolutely. Another Jets fan. That's right. And by the way, that's non-negotiable. For people that were kind of asking, you're like, you're going to make her a Jets fan? Yeah. There's no other choice. What are we talking about? Of course she's going to be, or he, whoever the child ends up being. I don't know yet, but whoever that child is, hell yeah, they're being a Jets fan. That's non-negotiable. Of course they are. I'm not having some other fan in my house. Damn straight. And they're like, but what are you going to put them through? I don't know. The same thing I'm getting put through. Winning Super Bowls, baby. That's it. So we will see. That will be a lot of fun. Boy Green reveal party. Yeah, all those details are coming. We'll see. No Cowboys fan. What the hell? My father getting into the mix. Oh, hell no. Oh, no. Yeah, this is him going to get his ultimate payback. That's what he thinks because he had me in his clutches as a potential Cowboys fan, and he let me slip through like the young rebel son I was. And I was like, all right, you bastard. When you get another baby, I'm going to steal that baby and turn him into a big Cowboys fan. And he'll have that over me till he kicks a bucket. So that'd be nice. Like even now, he said he's taken over the first child. Zozo will be. Payback is a boy green. Wow, there you go. Yeah, there's a Devlin, old Devlin there. We will see. TBD. Anywho, we'll get into some of that later, I'm sure, when we open up the phone lines. But again, thank you so much. All your kind words, guys, has meant a lot. So we've been holding on to this for a while, and I've been ready to burst at the seams. Also, a special shout out. If you guys saw the video, I put a video package together because you got to do it up. Shout out to Connor Hughes of SNY, Trevor Sikkema, and Ty Butler. Those were just to give the background on that real quick. Those 3 people, if you haven't seen the video, it's in my video section on YouTube. It's pinned on Instagram. It's pinned on my Twitter, and it's on my Facebook too. If you have @BoyGreen25 on my Facebook page. If you haven't seen all that, I reached out to Connor Hughes, Trevor Sikkema of PFF, and then Ty Butler, my good buddy, ESPN 98.7. I said, hey, guys, I want to do a fake Jets draft pick that they're drafting like my child, and that could be a funny way to do it. And I reached out to these guys privately, like, hey, keep this on the DL, but could you like record a video? Like, here's my idea. Here's the whole package. And they did it. They sent them in, and then sorry about that. I got a little aggressive, slap the mic. But It was so cool because once I got all the videos together, I was able to do that mini live show. And shout out to Joe Branham, Sheriff Joe Bags. He basically does a Rams version of what I do here on the Jets, and he put all that together. So it was so freaking cool. That was awesome. That was so cool. Again, I like swinging for the fences. I did that for Zariah Luna. We did like a press conference thing. That was my former pinned tweet. And then for my fiance's engagement, I got her favorite TV show, Riverdale, the cast on a red carpet event. They asked me to propose, and we were able to do that in a restaurant. So I've been pretty lucky to do all these kind of crazy ass videos and stuff. So that'll be great. Jared B, that's a good question or comment you just making there. I have a feeling whether it's a boy or girl, the reveal color will be green. That actually, I'm pretty sure. I know that people have talked about it for this one upcoming, and I think that was what they did for Zariah Luna. Like, because I did it in my face of pink, I was just like, because I did not know how to feel about having a daughter. I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a trip. But it's been awesome. But I'm pretty sure other people can confirm it who are behind the scenes because I didn't want to know, obviously. But either my fiance or my future mother-in-law, they would know if the color was green. It may have been green for the last one, but I think they're 100% talking about it for this one, which would be, oh, that'd be crazy. Like I said, I'd be happy with just a healthy baby, but that's amazing. Anywho, I will finally get to it. No, 11 minutes in, I'll get to the thing. And I don't really get this one, to be honest with you, because there's a lot of people that have put this Jets player in their crosshairs, and that's Michael Clemens, the New York Jets defensive lineman. Joe Caparoso Badlands is the person that we're talking about for this particular. There's a full article in the YouTube description down below, but he was asked to predict a surprise cut that might be coming up in August, and the name he said is Clemens. And he caught a lot of heat on social media, and he responded with this, quote, not a popular tweet, and that's okay, but Convo reminds me of talking Max Mitchell at this time last year is also unlikely to make the 53 this year, in my opinion, and thinking MC1 was better than he was. Fourth round trend, end quote. Yeah, it seems like everyone wants to kind of like throw Michael Clemens out the door. And I get it. He's a polarizing guy. Not a lot of people like who he is as this kind of enforcer, quiet guy, really intimidating and intense. And he's had some flubs, of course. There was I can't remember if that was the Giants game where it was like 4th and 4 and he jumped and then they got a first down and could keep cranking clock. That was on Michael Clemens. There's, of course, the Brutus Beefcake battle with Deion Dawkins in the tunnel. There was him telling every Cleveland Brown fan to go F themselves or what having. All of it was, there's been a story to Michael Clemens, but I'll tell you, as someone who's met him, and I've been a fan of him since we drafted him. It was really cool to meet him. I met him at the Hall of Fame game in the locker room. He's someone I sought out. I'm like, oh man, I actually want to meet Michael because we follow each other on Twitter. We've been very friendly with each other. I've been a big Michael Clemens fan. Let me just meet him, talk to him, do a quick interview with him. And I did. I think I still have that interview on my phone, actually. We talked for like 4 or 5 minutes in the locker room. And yeah, I know he seems really intimidating on the surface. He's a really nice guy. Yeah, really cool. And he when I said, "Oh, Michael, I'm Paul Eston Jr., the boy green, the guy from Twitter," he went, "I know who you are." And I went, "Oh, okay." So he had a very deep voice and shook his hand. And I said, "Hey, do you mind if I get a few minutes here and talk to you?" He's like, "Sure." And then we just kind of went through the whole thing. So I'm kind of curious where they play him. Is he going to be playing more outside, more inside? Joe Douglas talked him up, saying he believes he's going to take the ambassador of violence was the role that JFM has that Michael Clemens will take over. I can say this with confidence. The Jet staff freaking loves this guy. Robert Saleh said if there was someone on the team that he wanted watching his children, it'd be Michael Clemens. And he said he doesn't mean that just in an intense way. He said he's a really caring individual. When you get to know him, you know what he's all about. So Saleh loves him. Douglas loves him. Again, he's had some flub ups. He's not a perfect player by any means, obviously. But I think he's going to be a really good cog on this machine. I don't anticipate him getting cut. I believe the Jets are going to keep 20 players of their 53 will be in trench warfare. I believe they're keeping 10 defensive linemen, and I believe they're keeping 10 offensive linemen. I think that's what's happening. And he's shown some juice. If we're going to talk about the flub ups, what about the Packers punt block that was returned to the house? That was a touchdown for old Michael Clemens there. You see some of the pops he's had, like preseason where he annihilated Tyrod Taylor. Now his teammate, he won't be pile driving Michael Clemens anymore. He's versatile. He's a really talented kid, and I think there's more potential to be had. I think he's incredibly solid. I know he hasn't had 12 sacks or anything crazy like that. I just think he's a solid guy. But for whatever reason, there's been some people in the Jets universe. I know Connor Rogers isn't a fan. Joe Caporoso isn't a fan. And there's a bunch of people out there that aren't fans. And it's almost like an echo chamber on social media. Well, if they're not fans, I'm not fans. And all these people kind of rally to hate around Michael Clemens. But I'm on the other side, man. I just think he brings a nice intensity to the room. Snowball says here, and I love the new avatar, Snowball, very nice. Clemens is our New York bully representative. He does bring a physicality to the team that I really like. And I think that's infectious to have those kind of guys in the locker room. So I've seen it. It's been quite popular, apparently. The predicted roster cut. So Matt O'Leary was another one who had his 53-man roster projection. And he had him cut too. And yeah, it's a popular thing right now, but I don't know. And let's see. Jared B says, love when Clemens showed up at camp with Lucy. Yeah, the barbed wire, no shirt. Like, he's a funny guy. He read the Christmas Carol. The Jets had a bunch of the players read like Christmas carols, like little Christmas books. And Michael Clemens, and Santa came to the door. Was so funny. And he's a fun dude, man. He's really cool. Again, when you get to know him, which I got to meet him in the locker room of the Hall of Fame game last year, that was so awesome. He was so cool. So I love Michael Clemens. I got a personal relationship, obviously, with him, but I just think there's a lot of hate, and some of the hate is misplaced. Like, again, he's not a perfect player. That's not what I'm saying. But I think there's a lot of hate for, like, no reason. Like, I think a lot of people just didn't have it on their initial bingo cards that the Jets were going to draft him. And sometimes I feel like people have preconceived notions before a draft about a player. And then, like, here's a good example. There was a lot of people that didn't want the Jets to draft Josh Allen as their quarterback. Hello, I'm one of them. Okay. Right? But for me, when the Jets draft someone, even if I didn't like them in the pre-draft process, I will embrace them because it's our team, and you embrace whoever is added to your team, free agent or whatever. I'm not rooting for them to fail, but there are certain members of the fan base, and I know this is true, where there are people that come in and they have to force their pre-draft narrative. Nope, I said this guy sucks. He's going to suck. And when he sucks, that fan or person celebrates like, see, I told you that's right. Or they shove that narrative all the time. Well, that guy kind of sucks. That guy's this or that. And like, to me, I feel like that's what we're having here with Michael Clemens. I think there's a lot of people that had pre-draft conceived notions. Again, he had a history with the alleged thing with his girlfriend and the cell phone and spiking and all this other crap that happened in his background. Which, hey, you know what? Judge as you judge, people. But I just say I think there are a lot of people in the universe that didn't like him pre-draft and have kept that same energy with him on the Jets. So, anywho, I don't know. For me, I think they're keeping 10 on the defensive line. I think they're keeping 10 on the offensive line. I think Michael Clemens is going to be one of those. He's valuable because he's versatile. He can play inside out. And as Robert Sauer says, he can play all the positions on the defensive line. And he brings that special teams prowess, especially with the new kickoff rules. I think he's going to be critically important because you're probably going to get a lot more bigger, beefier guys as opposed to speed when you're talking about that, because essentially you're going to have a cover zero setup on kickoffs where it's less about speed and running down the field and trying to get there as quickly as possible because you're already down the field. You're already going to have like these two battle lines, like a Game of Thrones scene of like, hold. And then as soon as the ball either lands in the landing zone or hits the receiving player, all of a sudden all hell breaks loose and they're supposed to collide and clash. And we're going to learn a bit more about that as we get reps in the preseason and games and stuff. But I'm going to be honest, I think Clemens is making this unit. I do not believe he's going to get dumped, but we will see what happens here. Let's answer a couple of questions in here. Jet it out. Clemens, Max Mitchell, and Izzy are at risk. I think they're keeping 4 backs, so Izzy may be RB4, but I think right now, as constructed, they're keeping him. Max Mitchell's another guy. I'm going to have to start counting up the offensive linemen. I think he's going to make it too, to be honest with you. He's going to be getting starting reps with Tyron out. It's going to be him and Carter Warren duking it out. And I think they could all make it, to be honest with you, because you got See, you got Tyron, you got Morgan, you got Olu Fashanu, you have Max Mitchell, you have Carter Warren. Those are tackles. And then if we add them up, you still got all the other Titman, John Simpson, Elijah Vera Tucker. So we're already at 8. You have Wes Schweitzer. He's going to make it. That's 9. That's off the top of my head. And then we're already at 9. So I still think they need center depth. So I'd like to add another center to that. But that's off the top of my head. There's 9. I think they're keeping 10 because I think Joe Douglas did admit last year that he made a mistake not keeping 10 and only going with 9. I think he's going to learn from that mistake. I think he's going to keep 10. 10 if there's 10 worthy, and I believe there will be. And Clemens. So, yeah, you could say those players are at risk. Sure, that's possible. But there's been a lot of predictions that he's just getting straight up dumped. I don't know. I just think it is, different strokes a little. I feel like the narrative's a little overblown. I don't know. Let me see here. Yeah, here's Jackson Valente on YouTube. Underrated aspect of Clemens is his special teams ability. The new kickoff rule favors him. I agree, Jackson. 100% I agree with him. Addison, your baby will be a better quarterback than Zach Wilson right out of the womb. Right out of the womb. Phenomenal. Okay. All right. We can only hope so. Darren, that's another good point. Clemens is cost much. Keep him. He's a 4th-round pick contract, relatively cheap. We can look that up right now. I guess. What is Michael Clemens' contract? I have no idea. I have not even looked at this or thought to look at this. So let's see. We'll find out all together. All right. Oh yeah, this is like nothing money. We are talking about. Looks like his salary is like what's 2024? Here we are. His salary is $1.1 million. He counts 0.46% against the cap. He's owed less than $1 million in cash this year. I mean, what are we talking about here? And then next year it's 1.2 million. So like, yeah, he's absolutely dirt cheap. Absolutely dirt cheap. So interesting. But we'll see. I will say this for the defensive line, he will get pushed. Think about all the UDFAs, Leonard Taylor III, Watts, the kid out of UConn, Braden McGregor out of Michigan. He's going to get some competition. I'm not saying it's a shoe and he makes it, but I just think the hubbub that he's the clear name that's going to be dumped. I guess we'll see. That's why they play the game. Oh boy, Jets are clearly going to lose to the Eagles here in week 6. They beat their ass. Pick 6. Near pick 6, I guess. Let me not get aggressive. Tony Adams shoulda, coulda, woulda, but it ended up working out. Brees Hall got the touchdown, wasted a little bit more clock on there. But yeah, come on, man. Come on. That's why you play the games. That's why we do the thing. So let's see. Let's keep going here. I'll start off on the bottom. Let me see who else we got. We got some nice commentary going on here. That's wonderful. Boycott activity. Is Connor McGovern signed? No, he is a free agent to be. Buffalo also has a Connor McGovern, which can be incredibly confusing, especially since he's been converted to center. But Connor McGovern, the Jets version, is still out there. Yes. Jeff Life, can Wes play center? He can play center, but like I said, and maybe I'm overreacting here, but they had a whole scene dedicated on Hard Knocks, if I'm remembering correctly, to Wes Schweitzer being very terrible at snapping the football, and Aaron Rodgers was getting pissed. I remember that not so fondly. And that's been sticking in my mind. I think he's a very capable guard. Great. I'd prefer another center, personally. So he can play center, yes. But I don't want him to. Mother_effin_chew, part of the Boy Green Super Fan Club, baby. We also have 300 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. That's a free way to do it. But if you want to get some extra credit, if you want your seat in the virtual classroom be a little closer to the teacher's desk, then join the Boy Green Super Fan Club, baby, which is the YouTube membership. Money sign on the side. Feel free to join, like mother_effing_chew did. It took Q 3 years to live up to his potential. Not that he, Michael Clemens, will be Q, but personally, I think he will end up being a wrecking ball on the D line. Yeah, you talk about Quinnen Williams, who took a little while to realize his potential, and now he owns the largest contract in New York Jets franchise history and highest annual per year salary average for Quinnen Williams. He now champions both of those accolades. That is true. That is absolutely true. So maybe just take some time. That is very true. Let's see. Keep going here. NC says, experiment is over. Clemens played way better at a lighter weight. Well, then maybe they will flip him back. We'll see where he goes. It'll be curious to see. Let's see. Ricky New York says, Nasty is a great quality for a defense lineman, but needs to be controlled chaos, and he was too undisciplined last year. That's a fair criticism, Ricky. Like I said, there was a few moments where the dog was let off the leash a little bit. Hey, Lassie, come on home, Lassie. But Michael Clemens, he's a talented dude. Very talented. Clemens doesn't cost much. We talked about that. Yep. Clemens is no better than a decent backup piece. Oof. Well, they rotate so much, he's going to get some PT. Yep, more people on the nasty train. New York bully. Good as a rookie, yes, yep. Ooh, Lawrence doesn't think he's been very good. All right, well, yeah, different strokes, I suppose. And that's fine. Jackson Valente says, I'm happy competition is coming in for Clemens. We need more out of him. We have competition at every position, baby. Running back, obviously. Izzy, you've been put on notice. Sure, you could say in a way Michael Clemens has been put on notice. I mean, really, go to all these different positions. A lot of dudes have been put on notice, so which is good for me. Again, the fact that every time we talk about the weakness on the Jets roster is this, that, or the other thing, I think it's compelling that we're talking about these. Like, it's not talking about, oh boy, we need a new engine on this car. It's like, could we have fluffy dice? Maybe. Ooh, could we have gold rims instead of silver? Like, those are the conversations we're having. Should we put this kind of underlight underneath the vehicle? Maybe it would be nice, a little green lighting, maybe. Like, that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about slight alterations, this or that, a little twist of this knob, a little twist of that dial. That's what's happening with the New York Jets roster. Jet fans, embrace that. That is a great place to be. Boasting one of the best rosters in football, that when we come to roster cut time, we're like, oh boy, there's a lot of good guys. Yeah, that's what happens when you do your job. GM Joe Douglas. So it should be an exciting time for people. It should be. Alex W. says, we need Calais Campbell. I would love to have him if he's interested. Obviously, the Jets were interested last year. He does a little bit of in and out of playing inside, outside. He's a leader. He has some nice pass rush juice. We saw that last year. Had 6-7 sacks, something like that for the Falcons last year. Sign me up, baby. If he wants to come join the trip, baby. Let's do it. Yeah, it's weird. Where are those Knicks fans now? Oh, the Celtics. Yeah, they jump right back on the train. So shut the hell up, Knicks fans, you bastards. Yeah. Not hearing Phil. Where's all those other people out there that were clowning on the Celtics? Right back to business, baby. Right back to business. We stand on business, as the kids say. Yeah, baby. That's what happens. Right back as we were. Feeling pretty gosh darn good. Bobby's in here. Hey, Bobby. And everyone else. Okay, I think I caught up on everybody. I think. I might not have. But either way, thank you, everybody, for chiming in. I was trying to catch up on all the beginning people, but let me get back to the current. Let's see. Who's more jacked, Clemens or Corley? Oh, wait. That comment jumped. Let me see. Where was that? Oh, there it is. Darren asks on YouTube, who's more Jack Clemens or Corley? Boy, I'd have to see him lined up next to each other. Now, it's Clemens. He's a bigger guy. But if you go like muscle percentage, all of a sudden I got to look it up. Like, Corley's friggin' jacked, dude. He's friggin' ripped to all hell. And Clemens is ripped too, but he's ripped for a defense lineman. Obviously, a defense lineman's bigger than a wide receiver who has this like quasi running back body. But boy, yeah. Having them in like some sort of weightlifting competition or something, or like a physique Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know who'd win that. Both are scary. Johnny boy, go Knicks. I'm still here. Yeah. Here's the thing: the Knicks coulda, shoulda, woulda been up 3-0. Although Pacers fans might say the other way. You should be down 3-0 after all these games. But either way, Knicks fans should, you got to come back. Got to come back home. not literally because this game 4 is in Indiana, but like, got to come back to a homeostasis because this series gets tied up at 2-2. Who did I just have? I had a Zach Braziller of the New York Post on my radio show on Friday. Asked him, how long do you think the series going? He's like, oh, it's going 7, baby. I'm like, oh, geez. And he's like a New York Post Knicks guy, and he thinks it's going 7. So get ready to sweat a little, Knicks fans. Boycott activity says, I think the comment says more, do we have a spare tire in the car? There you go. That's a good way to put it for the insurance element. Very nice. Like the insurance at key positions, boycott activity. Very nice. Yeah, you're better with the car talk. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Yeah. O'Neill, happy Mother's Day and go Pacers. We have a couple of you Pacers people in here. Alan's in here. That's funny. Darren, go Pacers. Wow, we got a lot of Pacers people. All right, without further ado, let's open up the phone lines here, and then I'm sure I'll be spending a lot of my day with my fiance and baby and everything else with Mother's Day here. Okay, let's go. But before we get to all that jazz, let's get to the callers. Let's get to everybody on the show. Let me put this in here. Video call-in link. Okay, there we go. I think I did that right. Okay. Pinned message. There it is. The pinned comment is how you can call into the show, everybody. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, you have to jump over to YouTube and click that link to join the show. So feel free to do so. All right, we got a couple of callers immediately on the line. Whoa, mama. Okay, thanks for popping. All right, let's go to our first one. Here we got Johnny Boy joining us here on the show.
Hey, what up, bro?
Look at that.
Hey, I want to get on real quick just to wish you congratulations on the number dose.
Yes.
Awesome, bro. It is tougher. And get ready to probably have your beard looking extremely gray.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm already getting some silver undercarriage going on here, so I think it's only going to increase with more children, I believe.
But it definitely will, brother. So, hey, it's a blessing. It's awesome, man. It's awesome way you did it. So, congratulations again, man, and keep doing your thing, bro.
I appreciate that. Thanks,
J-E-T-S, baby. That's what you got to teach them, first words.
That's right. That's it. That's the only way. I appreciate that. Take it easy, Johnny. That's awesome. Nice of you to say, and thank you so much. Yes. Johnny, he's someone I need advice from with multiple children. I got to get some advice. Snowball asked, Paul, what happens first, wedding or birth? I'm 1,000% sure it's birth. Yeah, like I said, for people who ask all the time, but I'll run it back. We're supposed to get married. This was before any children. We're supposed to get married. Like, all right, engaged. Hey, you want to marry me? She's like, sure. I don't know how I convinced her, but hey, I was trying to lock in the deal because she had already agreed to it. So I'm like, okay, let's kind of get this in paper, before she changed her mind and go like, this is probably a poor decision. So it's like, let's get this down to paper. Let's get the brass tacks going on here. And then COVID happened, a world pandemic. And then all of a sudden that compromised all our options for weddings and things. And it threw the whole caboodle out the window. So that kind of stopped everything because we couldn't meet. And there's all these rules in New York and all these other things. So we couldn't do it because she wanted to do some with her family. And that was very important to her. So we're going to do that whole shish kebab. And then COVID happens. We can't. And then we have a first baby. You're like, oh boy, now we got a baby here. And then priorities change, all these other things. Now a second baby. Oh geez, what's happening here? So no idea when the wedding's happening, but it will happen somewhere in the future. But the birth is 1,000% coming first, which, like I said, is in the November range. November-ish is when it's happening. All right, let's go to our next caller here. We got Bobby joining us here on the show.
Well, congratulations being a pop.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, pal.
I could have 3 kids at first.
Say that one more time?
I could have 3 kids at one time.
3?
I had,
oh my.
Yeah, because at the beginning we had twins, but we lost them.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. Oh,
yeah, it was
sad.
very sad. But I have a gift out of my divorce. I got she's gonna be 18.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh wow.
Yeah, I could have had 3 kids. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So congratulations, Papa.
Thank you.
I said happy Mother's Day.
Oh, I will. When she and the baby gets up, I will be treating them like anybody's business. They'll be getting
and your mother too, and your mom too. Your mom
100%. Yeah. I saw her in the chat earlier. I think she hangs around and watches. Yeah, so she's in there. So shout out to her. 'Cause without her, I wouldn't be here right now doing well, literally, obviously, because that's how
Which one
moms
was
work.
mother
And
in
also,
the chat?
secondly, in terms of the show and the sports, yes,
Which was she in the chat? I didn't.
she was. Yeah, at some point, she
What
normally
was
watched
her
on
name?
Facebook. Yeah,
What was her name?
Michelle Anthony Esna. That's her maiden name,
Oh,
and there she is. Look at there, right there. Thank you,
oh,
Babby. There she is. There's my mom right there, the Puerto
oh,
Rican princess
very
herself.
pretty lady. Ooh, very pretty.
Okay, you got to be careful. A senior's probably watching somewhere in
Oh,
there.
no, he got good taste. I'm telling you that much.
So thank
So
you.
I want to tell you about what do you talk about the New York Knicks? Your Celtics lost the one game at home, so
That's okay.
you know,
A
it's
little slippage. No problem.
yeah. But the Knicks are gonna win it in 5, and we're gonna
Ooh.
meet up with you guys. And I got a song for you. Go New York, go New York, go New York, go New York. And
Get
I'm
ready,
trying to
Bobby, because on Monday, Jake Asman joins me on my radio show, not the Boy Green Daily, the radio show to talk Knicks. So that
oh,
is
so it's at
what
10
time is that?
o'clock. No,
That's
10 o'clock.
11:30 for all you
Oh,
Knicks fans out there and Jet
can I
fans
call
who
in
do
then?
both. Jake Asman Monday
Yeah.
on the Score 1260. I'll be promoting it on Monday tomorrow.
Can I
Jake
call
Asman
in
joined me to
then?
talk Knicks. So look forward to that,
Call
Knicks
in?
fans.
Can I call in?
Yeah, of course you can. Sure. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love that
absolutely.
station. You got a guy. You guys have a nice guy when you call in. So it's WFAN. I can't call in the morning
Mhm.
because of what's his name in the morning. The bald-headed guy.
Who's that?
I can't remember the guy in the bald-headed guy. He does not like me at all.
Oh, by the way, someone else who may not start liking you, my father in here says, "Simmer down, Bobby." On the
I know,
oh
Paul.
boy.
I like you, Paul. You're a nice guy, Paul.
Okay,
You're
there
a
you
great
go.
guy,
Paul
Paul.
Senior. Okay, tip of the
Yeah,
cap, sir.
yep. And the Jets, I still think gonna win the division.
There you go, baby. Yes.
2005. And I did. You're allowed to go into locker rooms now. You're allowed.
Yes, yeah. I was media credential for the Hall of Fame, so I got to see all the behind the scenes of the Hall of Fame. I got to be there for the game. So I don't get to go to all the games because of my location. I'm
Oh,
too far away, but I
right,
could, which
definitely.
is nice. So I did get to do
Yeah.
that for the Hall of Fame. It was awesome.
Well, yeah. No, I'm very happy. Do you ever see the Jersey Shore how Michael, the situation revealed his babies?
No, no.
One
I
time,
did watch the show, but I don't remember how he did it. How did he do it?
well, this year he jumped out of an airplane.
Oh God, I won't be doing that.
Yeah,
Hell
and
no.
then last season he got like a paintball thing, and he got it in the face.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I don't know what we're doing this time. The last time I still have it over there. I
yeah,
had a football and someone
yeah,
else loaded powder into it, and I freaking Gronk spiked that crap.
yeah,
And then all of a sudden it exploded. Off to reshare the video, and it was pink.
yeah,
I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be a girl dad. So this time, I don't know. People, my family is figuring out what they want to do with it. So I don't know what they're doing yet, but it should come in a couple of weeks. I think we might know
but
at the end of the
they
month
need
or
to have
early
a
June.
girl because of changing the diapers. You don't have to have mountain lipus. Get when he goes pee.
Yes, right.
Well, you got to get another diaper if you change the baby.
That's true. That's a good point.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm trying to be nice to Alan. Want to be his friend?
Who, Alan?
Yeah, Alan.
Oh, the Pacers guy. Oh, yeah, sure. I don't see him in the call-in line, but if he shows up, I'll pass along the message.
Yeah, I like you. I want to be friends now. I like
Oh,
your
great.
friend.
That's
Yeah, I don't want to be beef with anybody. I'm
kind of
a
the situation we're trying to foster here. Friendship. Yeah,
yeah,
no doubt.
friendship. Yes, that's
Sure.
it. So Monday at 11.
Yeah, 11:30. 11:30 Monday.
I'll call in then. I'll talk to your friend in the back first. He's a nice kid.
Yeah, I got a nice bunch of interns. Yeah.
What was the guys who I called last
Let me
time?
see Monday. I'm trying to think of what interns we have left because a bunch of the kids are graduating right now
yeah,
this weekend.
college,
So
yes.
I think we got Rob and Zach. I believe those are my two interns
I
left
think it
on
was
Monday.
Zach that answered the phone.
Yeah. So I think you'll run into Zach. So thank
Did
you.
they go to Syracuse?
I've had kids go to Syracuse come here, but I believe the Oswego and OCC Onondaga Community are the two. Those two.
Oh, you live up there, Oswego?
That's where I live. Yes, sir. Oswego.
No
Yeah.
way, Jose.
Yeah.
My wife's sister's from up there.
Oh wow, small world.
Yeah, she lives there. In the oh god, I can't remember. I'll tell you the next time her name and then get back to you. Okay.
Okay, perfect,
Are
Bobby.
you
I'm
on
looking forward to it.
Facebook? I'm
Say that
gonna.
again.
Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, sure.
I'll friend you up on Facebook.
Okay, great, Bobby. I'm looking forward
Bye
to it.
now.
Thanks,
Nice
pal.
talking to you.
Yeah, good
Great
talking to
day.
you too. Yeah, you too, Bobby. God bless. All right. Wow, that was an adventure and a half. Um, my dad says Boy Girl would jump off a sidewalk curb. Yeah, hell no, I'm not jumping out of a plane. Are you friggin' mental? Hell no, that ain't happening. Let someone else come crashing down to the Earth's surface. Not me, pal. Not me. Anywho, let's keep the phone lines going. Got NY Jets FL gracing us with his presence. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Paul, good morning. Congratulations. I
Thanks,
didn't know
pal.
Bobby was such a mover and a shaker. You know, you got to watch that guy around
Yeah,
anybody's
apparently,
woman, man.
Jesus, good lord.
Yeah. Hey, I have to say this, Paul. Don't take
Yeah.
offense to it, but congratulations on making sweet, passionate love to your fiance. Okay,
That's
had
it.
to, had to throw that out there.
You know what's funny is Jake tweeted at me yesterday, and every time that's come up, I'm like, "Hey,
Oh,
just so you
God.
guys know, that's basically the Chargers' love baby from that. You know, the love making happened, and apparently it worked, baby. The swimmers were swimming, so excellent, made contact. So yes, I'm gonna have to get those shirts out there. The sweet, passionate love. That is a missed marketing opportunity, no doubt about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe a Bobby Woodruff T-shirt, hide the women on it with his face on it. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those could come into play.
That could be good
Hey,
too.
Paul.
Yeah.
A couple of Mother's Day things.
Yes.
Shout out to my mom. My mom passed away in 2017, but shout out to my mom who used to go take us to a lake and leave us and tell us to be there at a certain time. And of course, we were so irresponsible, we were never there. So she'd have to drive around the lake trying to find us in a panic.
Oh my
And
god.
thank you for, taking us to the ice hockey, and freezing when the ponds were frozen, and let us skate around. So, but let me say this: I got my wife in the background, my
Yeah.
daughter, my
Yeah.
Jets jersey on.
Oh, that's beautiful.
In about 3 or 4 years ago,
Hmm.
my daughter was complaining about pains in her side, and I'm thinking, oh, the kid doesn't want to take a test. She had a big math test, things like that.
Hmm.
So basically, took her to the walk-in clinic. She had an appendix issue.
Oh,
So she had to have surgery. So shout out to my wife who spent 24 hours in surgery with the kid.
oh my
Was there
god.
the whole time. So when your kids get older and they 12, 13, that's one thing that's I didn't realize that the children can go through, like an
Hmm.
emergency appendix issue, could be very, very potentially dangerous.
That
So
I'm going to be honest, not to jump off your story, but my father, he had appendicitis, and his exploded inside his body. And when that happens, for people who don't know, all the pieces are going into other organs, so there could be internal bleeding, all this other craziness that happened. It was very scary, and he's
Yep.
he's puking up bile. Like, I don't want to get too vivid, but like it was very, very bad, and he had to have all kinds of. I mean, he could tell the story in the future on a future thing, but yeah, it's that's scary, man. Luckily for me, my appendix, and I don't know the science behind it of why some people's burst or have issues and others don't. But I'm one of the lucky ones, man. That can be very scary.
Yep. That's about all I got, Paul. And I know you got a lot of callers, but congratulations, and have a great Mother's Day with your family.
Yeah, thanks,
Appreciate
pal.
it.
And thank you so much, guys, for sharing your guys' stories. That man, that's getting to me. It's making me emotional. So it's really cool. So feel free to use the phone lines for that if you'd like to give a special shout out to any of your moms out there. I'd love to hear your guys' stories. That's so cool. And again, mothers rule the world, man. And there's so many important ones in my life. My own mother, obviously. My fiance, who's now going to be a mom times two, my future mother-in-law, she's amazing. There's so many wonderful moms all in our lives that are all interconnected, and they hold us all. They keep this world together, man. So that's cool. So thank you, NY Jets FL, for being vulnerable enough to share some of those stories. That's some powerful stuff. All right, let's keep the phone lines going. We go to our boy, Ricky, New York, joining us here on the show with a different camera angle this time. I like it. You're moving and grooving. Okay, I like it.
Depends where I'm sitting at any given moment.
I like it. Nice. What's up, buddy?
At any rate, again, congratulations, and
Thanks,
happy Mother's Day to everybody out there.
Mhm.
But both my mother, biological mother, and my mother that raised me are both gone. But I'll say a happy Mother's Day to my wife. As far as the topic that we were on today with the surprise cuts,
Yes.
Mr. Irrelevant is going to beat out Bernard Converse. That is my prediction for the cuts.
Okay.
And it's tough for me to say that because, aside from Q and Mosley, I really don't like Alabama players. I'm not really a fan. But I do think that kid's got some talent, and I think that's going to be the one that's going to happen.
Ooh,
That
that's
maybe
a
a
good
little
one.
bit under the radar. People aren't thinking about, because we didn't really see Converse last year,
Right.
but
he
the
got
best
hurt,
availability is availability. So there's that. So that would be my prediction on that.
And I haven't not heard that one, so that's good. That's fresh. I've not heard that anywhere, so that's good. I like that one.
That's a Ricky original, if you will.
Yes.
And I bet when you said that the sweet passionate love line, you probably never thought that Asman was going to turn that into a soundbite. That's
did not.
great.
That is funny. It's funny the things that just happen, which is why I think this show is so cool. Is that we're me and you were talking. I don't have a script. You don't have a script. We're not like reading like lines. Life is happening and just coming off. And I just said it, and I just like let it go. I just say things, and that is hilarious. That's turned into what it's turned into is terrific.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Jake is a pro's pro when it comes to that. Like, one day, like he was doing a show, and I sent in a super chat. About at the time, when we had found out my daughter was pregnant, and Jake was like, right there on the spot, he was like, "Congratulations, blah blah blah," and he was like, "And now a message from our quarterback," and he pulls up the Aaron Rodgers clip. Congrats on the sex. And I mean, dude, he just had it that quick, man. And he had no idea that I was going to message him that or anything else. But I mean, that just shows you he's got it down, man. Everybody out there, have a great day with your families. Enjoy the time while you have it, because it goes by quicker than you can imagine. And go Jets.
Hey Ricky, before you get off, is that a Quincy Williams shirt? What are you wearing there? What is that?
Yes, it is Quincy Williams.
Oh, that's nice.
Just like me, he's 56. So
I like that.
One last thing.
Yeah,
Alan is only a Pacers fan because he's still driving the Pacer he went to the prom in back in the 70s. So have a great day, everybody.
That's a great walk-off from Ricky. That is funny. Oh my God, that's good. Knicks fans are really enjoying this, I bet. That is hilarious, man. That is funny. And there's my mama. Boy Green, so proud of the man you've become. Love you bunches. There you go. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Great words. Again, there's so many, I feel terrible because there's so many mothers you leave out, but there's so many moms. If you just think about it, all in our lives of from my mother's mother, my father's mother, everyone, all the moms that just, again, run the world. It's just incredible. Again, they deserve more than today. They deserve every day. But these days give us an opportunity to go, hey, on top of whatever is normal, like an additional appreciation, which is powerful stuff. Yeah, getting all mushy. Bethpage Chris, McGovern would be a nice league minimum deal to have an experienced center guard. Yeah, people forget Connor McGovern, our Jets Connor McGovern, played the low right guard with the Denver Broncos. People forget about that. That's true. So that could be a nice little thing. I would feel like Connor McGovern is a cheaper version of Wes Schweitzer, who's reliable center guard, and I feel good at both. But basically, I could see it. I'm curious. It doesn't seem like, obviously, we're here on May 12th. He doesn't have a job. There must not be a lot of league interest, but I really hope so, that they kind of investigate. Jared B. My appendix exploded when I was 8. I almost died. Again, guys, it's hard to describe. I've never had it, so I have to just describe it vicariously through other people. But it's like a grenade that goes off in your body and explodes, and it can cut into important organs, emergency surgeries, and all kinds of stuff. Again, my dad, if he's willing, can tell that story in the future. It's a very, very scary thing. He went through 2 very scary things in my life when I was a kid. He was playing the softball game. He was at home plate. Someone slid into his ankle, and his ankle exploded and shattered. And I remember us dragging him back to the car, and my dad was like, man, something's not right. We drive to the hospital, and he was on crutch and everything. That was tough to see. And then the appendix exploding and him puking up bile in a bin. Oh, that smelled awful. I can only imagine what it was for him, this acidic, nasty-ass stuff. But I'm glad that he made it out, which is crazy. Yeah, exactly, Snowball. Why would you jump out of a perfectly good plane? No friggin' clue. And I don't plan on ever finding out. If the airplane is crashing to the Earth's surface, I guess that's the only time I will figure it out. But hell to the no. Let other people do that crap. Thank you very much. Oh, how dare you, Darren? Surprise cut is Travis. Oh, don't get Ricky all fired up like that. How dare you? That's not happening. They're gonna keep him on the team. Sonny, congrats on the sweet, passionate love, pal. Happy Mother's Day to all the special ladies out there. That's for damn sure. Kevin Brocco, Paul, that softball story happened to my dad when I was a kid. Unbelievable. My dad played in this league, and I still think he's pissed off at that guy. It should be. Slid right cleat to the ankle, and my dad collapsed. And my dad, because, like, this is like a weird aside, but your parents are like your superheroes, especially my dad. This guy was in the Navy for 20 years, a former football player, tatted up, like, oh, yeah, I'm Paul Sr., having a little chutzpah to him. And to see him go down like a sack of potatoes and just struggling, you're like, man, it hurts you. It hurts you deep. It cuts deep to see that kind of stuff. So glad he's okay now. But I still think it's fair to say he continues to have, and he still got, even after that, he did Taekwondo with me, got to, I think it was his 2nd degree black belt. So he still struggles with it. I'm sure he's still going through pain. Again, I'll let him, speak to his own story. But yeah, that forever changed his life too. So messed up, man. What the hell? In a softball game, sliding into someone's ankle. What a piece of garbage. I'd find that guy and give him a piece of my mind. That's neither here nor there, I suppose. We'll round it out with this. Happy Mother's Day again to everyone out there. We covered a lot of territory today. No question about it. Happy Mother's Day out there. Thank you, everyone, for the kind words for my fiance and our family. We're growing. It's going to be me, my fiance, and 2 children, and that's it. Shop's closed. No more children planned. And we're going to have this awesome family, a beautiful Jets family that you guys will continue to get to be around as long as we keep doing all these shows, which I love. So thank you, everybody, for those messages. Shout out to all the mothers out there. Enjoy the heck out of this day. I know you will. Enjoy. And go Knicks for all you crazy Knicks bastards out there. And again, Jake Asman will be joining me on my radio show tomorrow morning. That is at 11:30. He'll be calling in to talk, and that's a Knicks conversation for all you Knicks people. There's the Score 1260, score1260.com, the Man Shout Show with Boy Green. Yeah, yours truly. And to the 500 people in the room, like the video, hit subscribe down below, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for Boy Green Daily right here on the channel. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Take care.